Today, I'm going to show you how to cook falling off the bone baby back ribs. This is a guaranteed crowd pleaser, so stay tuned. Hey, how you doing? My name is Dan Arnold. I'm the owner of SuckleBusters, and welcome to our outdoor kitchen. If you've ever been asked to cook for a barbecue for your family, your friends, or at work, and you're tagged as the expert, let us take the pressure off. We've got a guaranteed, can't fail, falling off the bone, baby back pork ribs. To make perfect baby back ribs, you need two things. You need to focus on flavor and doneness. Flavor, we got you covered with this recipe. We're going to show you how to put layers of flavor on the ribs. And doneness, if you follow our three-step recipe, they will be perfect, falling off the bone every time. So let's get started. Step number one is to prep the ribs and set them up for their initial 2-hour smoke. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to set our cooker up to cook at 300 degrees. Today we're using a Traeger pellet grill. Just set her to 300, you don't have to touch it again. Next is your ribs. We recommend going to Costco and getting the Swift ribs. These are baby back or loin back ribs. They've been really, really good quality, and so they're very easy to use, very easy to prepare, very consistent on the cook. And so we've taken these out of the package. They come in 3-packs. We've rinsed them off and then we patted them dry with a paper towel. Then we're just going to look at the ribs to make sure there's no extra parts anywhere, and if there are, for example, if there's just a little bit extra skin, we take that and trim that off and just set that to the side. The Swift ribs, I've noticed, don't have a lot of silver skin or backing on them. Like, for example, these two racks don't. This one does. If you have a little bit of silver skin and you want to remove it, just use a paper towel, grab it. This one's almost off, and you can just pull it off. So these are all patted and they're ready to be seasoned. One hint I would say is use a binder. In this video, we're going to be using Two Pig Mafia steak sauce. You can use Worcestershire, you can use a little bit of olive oil, you could use mustard. I like the Two Pig Mafia steak sauce. It gives just a little extra flavor to the rib. So we're just going to put it on. Just cover the back like that. And then just rub it in, just spread it out evenly is what you're trying to do, just like that. Then we're going to turn to the other side. Same thing, nice thin even coating. Steak seasoning is going to give it just an extra little pop of flavor, and it's going to help the rub adhere to the ribs. Now these are ready to season. I like to start on the back side. Today we're going to be using our Hog Waller seasoning. Hog Waller is perfect for ribs. It's salty, it's sweet, it has a lot of savory notes in it too. You could use our Honey BBQ Rub, you could use our Texas pecan, or if you want a lot of heat, you could use our BAM. Hog Waller is a nice, savory, sweet, and has just a little bit of kick of heat to it. So it is salty, okay, and these are ribs, so what we're gonna do is we wanna put a nice, thin, even coat on these ribs. We're going to start on one end and we're going to shake them side to side and just go all the way up the ribs. If we miss a little spot, we'll go back and get it. But just like this. Now that the back is done, we're just going to flip them over and go through the same process on the meat side. Again, just starting at one end and going all the way from one end to the other. And these are ready to go on the smoker. We're just going to set them on meat side up. Just like that, make sure they're nice and straight. Close the lid, set a timer for 2 hours. Hey, the ribs are on, they're gonna take a couple of hours, so while they're doing that, we're gonna prep our glaze. You're gonna need our Honey BBQ Glaze and butter. So just over a half a bottle of our Honey BBQ Glaze and 1 stick of butter. So we get this all mixed up and we take it to the grill. The ribs have been on the smoker for 2 hours at 300 degrees. As you can see, they have this beautiful color. The bones are just starting to poke through and they're ready to glaze. So let's glaze them. Just take your rack of ribs, lay it out on a piece of foil. Use the glaze that you prepared and just fully cover. Now that the glaze is on, we're gonna put one more layer of flavor. For that, we're gonna use our Sugar Daddy, the sweetest rub in Texas. It's gonna add that extra bit of sweetness as these ribs cook. So you just wanna put a nice thin even coat all the way down these ribs. Just like that. Then we'll turn them over and do the same on the back side. Once the ribs have been glazed and seasoned, we're just gonna wrap them like this. Just fold it over, fold back and under, and then make a little boat just like that on top. And you can use that to pick them up. And then these are ready to go back on the grill. I just got the ribs off the grill after 45 minutes. We're gonna unwrap them, glaze them, and then we're gonna finish them off. Oh yeah. So you can see this steam here. They've been steaming in the foil, and they're gonna be nice and tender when we pull them out. It's gonna be a lot of juice. So the ribs are all unfoiled. Last step is to glaze them, and then we take them back to the grill. So just wanna put a nice thin even coat on there just before we hit them back on the smoke again. That glaze, we want to put them on just long enough to let it set up. These are ready to go back on the smoker for 15 minutes to finish off. Hey, the ribs are on the smoker finishing up. We appreciate you hanging with us so far. If you have a second, hit that bell, give us a like, or check out the links below for all the products we use in this video, and stick with us because these fall off the bone ribs are just about ready. We pulled the ribs off the grill. They've been resting for about 5 minutes, and now we're ready to slice. Before I slice these, I usually like to turn them over so the bone side is up. They're a little easier to slice that way. And you can make nice, even ribs right in between the bones. I occasionally cheat and make a fatty. That is, I slice really close to this bone here, right? And get a thin rib. Then I slice really close to the next bone. There, you get a really nice fat rib. This pile of ribs is ready to eat. Last thing I do to my ribs before I eat them is I put a little bit of the SuckleBusters original barbecue sauce on. It's tangy and it offsets that sweet just perfectly. I'm ready to try one of these ribs. Now that's fall off the bone tender. Hey, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. Next time you need to cook some awesome falling off the bone ribs, try our recipe. Post up and let us know how that went. And most of all, enjoy those ribs.